we need to take control of our lives. And once we embrace ownership, then we're able to support each other, we're able to build, and we're able to protect each other as a result.
What's going on, bosses? My name is Kat.
And I'm Josiah.
And this is
Boss Up With Us.
So as you guys can tell, today's scenery is different from the normal. That's because we're recording in a hotel room. We are celebrating our 2-year anniversary.
Cheers to that.
Quarantine style. Initially, we were going to go on a cruise for our anniversary, but of course, with everything happening with the COVID-19 pandemic and traveling not being an option really anymore, especially cruises, we decided to go ahead and book a hotel room for a few nights just so we can get away and have some time with each other. And it goes in perfectly with today's video, where we are going to be discussing
5 ways to have fun with each other without breaking the bank.
So before we jump into today's episode, we want to do our midweek wrap-up, and we cannot begin that without addressing everything that's been going on this past week across the nation following the death of George Floyd. So I'm going to allow Josiah to go ahead and share on our behalf. So go ahead.
Well, first and foremost, we'd like to send our condolences to the Floyd family. Catherine and I have been discussing this topic over the past few days with our friends and family members as well. Obviously, it's something that's extremely hard to ignore because every time we turn the TV on, every time we scroll down our news feed, we see something pertaining to protesting and uprising and acts of solidarity. A lot of emotions are being displayed. And while we fully acknowledge the emotions, because at the end of the day, I am a black male, Catherine's a black female, we have black family members, we have black friends. We fully understand everything that everyone is feeling right now. There's a lot of police paranoia within our communities. There's a lot of distrust within the system because of the way that we've been treated as a people over the past few centuries. We're fully aware of the emotions, but we're also fully cognizant of the fact that while it's admirable to see the unity that we're displaying right now, there's still work to be done after it's all said and done. We still have to come to solutions. There still needs to be a level of calculation, a level of organization, a level of strategizing so that we can come out of this and actually see change and actually see progress. At the end of the day, we're still going to need greater representation of black people within law enforcement, within politics, within the education system, and of course, within business. Being black business owners ourselves and having this channel, we constantly would like to remind you guys that we need to take control of our lives. And once we embrace ownership, then we're able to support each other, we're able to build, and we're able to protect each other as a result. It's very important to have our own. With ownership, we're able to sustain, we're able to be independent. We have less of a reliance on the powers that be, the people that are oppressing and the people that are not showing us favor. With ownership, you have power, and with power, you're able to effectively make change and effectively encourage others to make change. So we just wanted to remind you guys that, again, when all is said and done, there's still work that has to be done.
We just want to remind everyone that's out there to be smart, to be safe, to be mindful, and to keep yourselves protected. Josiah has done a really great job of just summarizing our thoughts and our feelings. We've had discussions about everything that's been happening the past couple of days amongst ourselves, and we recognize everything that's going on. We do admire the acts of solidarity, but please be smart and be safe. Now, jumping into the rest of our midweek wrap up on a more positive note, as I stated in last week's episode, I finished my semester of grad school and I received my final grades. And despite everything that's going on, me working in the hospital during the pandemic, us starting our business, starting YouTube, I was able to finish a semester strong with a 3.8 GPA. So I'm very happy, and I'm very proud of myself for my hard work and my hard work coming into fruition, I guess. So let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. We are going to be discussing 5 ways to have fun with your partner without breaking the bank. So let's go ahead and jump into the first one, board games. So this is something that Josiah and we really enjoy doing. We have Uno. We have Uno cards here with us in the hotel, actually. We carry them with us wherever we go. I have giant Uno cards at home at my house. When he comes over, we'll play. When I go over to his house, we'll play. Uno is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun beating Josiah because I always win.
Whatever.
I always win. Board games is just a fun way to pass the time. They are board games, but you have a lot of fun. You can throw in some stipulations.
Maybe the loser has to
Take a shot.
Yeah, loser has to take a shot. The winner gets
$5.
whatever. Board games are fun. You know, we have a lot of classic board games, and nowadays we have a lot of games that we can download on our apps. It brings out each other's competitive nature. That can be fun. It can be a little chaotic at times. At the end of the day, you remember that you are dealing with your significant other, and after the game is over, you still have to...
That's true. So don't start any fights.
Yeah, after the game is over, you still have to be together.
Don't let Uno break up your relationship. Somebody feels got hurt because they lost.
Yeah.
So let's jump into the second one.
Number 2 is Binge and Chill. Now, we're all familiar with the term Netflix and chill. We also have Hulu, Disney Plus,
Amazon Prime Video.
We have YouTube channels. If you guys ever want to binge and chill, then feel free to go on our page and stream all of our videos and run those numbers up a little bit for us. Binge and chill is fun. You pick a genre. Our favorite genre is thrillers, psychological thrillers to be precise. Pick a TV show or pick a movie and just go through it and just enjoy each other.
We go through series and we watch 90 Day Fiance. I actually put Josiah onto that show and he's hooked. Yeah. Love that show. We watch that every Sunday. Right now we're watching Power. Yeah. I know we called on really late, you guys, but we're really watching it now. We're almost done. And there's a few other series that we've watched together. It's fun. And we're able to talk about it. Like sometimes if we're not actually physically able to be with each other, we're watching it at the same time. Like I'm home watching it, he's home watching it. We'll text each other like, "Oh my God, like did you see what just happened?"
Yeah, give you something new and fresh to talk about.
Yeah, so that's a good option. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the third one.
Number 3 is
cooking together. Cooking together. So this is something Josiah and I have gotten into more recently. Instead of going out and spending money going out to eat, we've been pulling money together and going grocery shopping and cooking food that will also last throughout the week. So that's also a really great option as well, because you're spending money on something that's gonna last beyond just one night. And it's fun to cook together. My favorite type of food my favorite type of cuisine is Mexican food. I'm always leaning towards that.
Quesadilla queen.
I am. Quesadilla queen. I make a good quesadilla. Shrimp quesadillas, those are my good ones. He's more adventurous, Josiah. He loves food, period. So I don't even think you have a favorite.
I used to, but I don't even know anymore.
He'll try anything. But it's
I love trying foods. I look up some recipes or pick up some recipes off of TV, pick up some recipes out of your mother or your grandmother or somebody in the house might have a cookbook lying around. Just pick it up and just go through it. Just try new things. Cooking is really fun because you can be here, but you can be trying some food from overseas, or you can try different things and put your own twist and spin on it. It's also really good to try because then you get a feel for your partner's cooking, and if they, they need to work on it, they can start working on it, or if you need to work on it, you can start working on it.
When things get serious.
Exactly. You don't have no surprises when you guys are
married.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and we will cook together and we'll get like a bottle of wine, put on some music, we'll cook, and then we'll eat it all up together. So that's number 3.
Number 4 is conversations.
Oh yeah.
Oftentimes we forget the value of conversations. Our generation, being millennials and growing up around all of this technology, we constantly have our phones in our hands. We're constantly scrolling down our timelines. We're constantly consuming content. In doing this, we are taking away time from our significant other. So many times you can go out and sit down and eat, and you will probably look across the room and you'll see 2 people are sitting together and they're eating, and one person's just on their phone, or both people are on their phone just scrolling. So conversations are really essential. Communication is key. Every now and then it's a great practice to put the phones aside and just have a conversation. Ask how was your day, ask what are your dreams and your aspirations. This is how you start the conversations, where you say, okay, now it's time for us to budget together. Now it's time for us to consider building a business together, or purchase an asset together, or buy some stocks together. And you just bounce ideas off of each other. You get a better feel for the person. You get a better understanding of the person that you're with. And
it definitely fuels creativity. And for us, having conversations, it has led to so many different things. It has led to Boss Up With Us. Literally just us having conversations in Josiah's room, just talking about one thing, and the next thing you know, you have all these ideas that are just booming.
Catherine knows my mind is constantly working.
Yeah, Josiah is constantly.
I love to talk. I'm constantly in her ear about something, or constantly talking about something or a new idea, or it's good to let those things out. That's what your partner is there for. Conversations are important.
And I think people should also like weekly check-ins. We kind of do it not even purposely, but it's something that actually ends up happening. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What's going on? Like, hey, the pandemic has been crazy. Like, how's it been affecting your mental health? Or what's been going on the news and everything? Like, how do you feel? Yeah. So outside from it sparking creativity, it's also important just to assess where you guys are mentally in your relationship, spiritually, emotionally.
Yeah.
That's important to have a clear understanding of what your partner is feeling and thinking, and vice versa.
Especially when you do take that step and say, hey, I'm going to build a business with my partner. Now, me being the type of person that I am, I'm constantly thinking business. I have new ideas every day. I have new things that I want to express every day. And so at the end of the day, I have to realize, hey, that is my girlfriend. I can't just talk to her about business 24/7. And so it's important for me to ask, hey, how was work? How was school? How's your classes going? What did you eat for lunch? Or
yeah, he definitely does ask me those random questions.
Even if they don't realize it, I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. And same thing with Josiah. Like, I know he enjoys business and talking about his businesses. So I ask him too, like, hey, what's going on with Vending Bros? Like, were you guys out today looking at, locations or real estate with Glory Road? Like, what's going on with that? So I'm also checking in with him too and making sure that he's staying on top of his stuff in regards to his businesses, and we have those conversations as well to make sure we're staying on top of our business as well.
So finally, that brings us to number 5, and number 5 is
Nightaways.
Yeah. Now, Nightaways are essentially getaways. They're essentially vacations. We call them Nightaways because you're literally only going away for a night, maybe 2 nights. Yeah. You're staying local.
Getting a hotel.
Or an Airbnb. Stepping out of your home, stepping out of your neighborhood, embracing the privacy.
Josiah and I, as you guys know, we don't live together. The Nightaways, it's something that we try to do on a monthly basis, and it's really important for us because it allows us the time to have some space for ourselves, to just be with each other. Typically, we'll get a bottle of wine and we'll order some food. We'll stay in and we'll just watch a whole bunch of Netflix, watch a movie, and play our Uno. It's a good time. And it's really obviously inexpensive, and there's a bunch of different apps out there that you guys could check out that will have hotels listed at really great prices.
Yeah, you do all of these things. Of course, now that we have business together, Nightaways are also opportunities for us to get together and strategize with a little more peace and privacy.
Yeah.
And the other aspect to Nightaways is it gives you a sense of the person that you're dealing with when you're not already living with each other. A lot of times people get together and people are total opposites. One person might be clean, one person might be messy, one person...
They take up the bed.
Yeah, one person might be rolling all over the... I don't take up all of it. One person might roll all over the place when they're asleep. The other person might stay still.
One person might leave the cap off the toothpaste.
Yeah, one person might leave the cap off the toothpaste. Nightaways are great opportunities for you to get a feel for each other, get an idea of what things will be like when you decide to take that next step and get a place together and get engaged and get married and
move in and get a house.
And start building a family. Nightaways can be make or break for some people in their relationships. You might find out that the person is so opposite of you that you cannot deal with them, and so maybe you need to start looking elsewhere.
Oh.
Or it can be
cold.
Or it can be an opportunity for you to say, yeah, I can add value to this person's life and I'll pick up their socks and put it in the hamper because I see that that's something that they're not doing. Even though it's something very small, something very minuscule, like I said, it adds value to that person's life. When you're in a relationship, you guys should be bringing value to each other.
All right, you guys, so that is our list of 5 ways you can have fun with your partner without breaking the bank. Remember, we are trying to be mindful with our money and how we spend it. So if any of the tips on this list resonate with you, and let's say you decide to go ahead and cook for your partner for the first time, or you decide to go ahead and get a hotel for a night or 2, leave us some comments below letting us know of your experience and how it went. And make sure that you guys like this video, you subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications so that you can get our weekly midweek motivation episodes every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And as I stated earlier, you guys, make sure that you guys are being mindful, that you are being smart, that you are protecting yourself. And until next week's episode, keep growing, keep glowing, and keep bossing up. We'll see you next week.
bossa.